If a random stranger off the street were to come up to me and say, Jeanette, I want help losing weight, I want to be healthier, I want to improve my energy, I just don't feel good, I have these highs and lows throughout the day, and I just want some steady, upbeat energy, I want to feel more confident in my skin, is there anything I can do with Feng Shui or any energy tools to help me improve my health? Here's what I would tell them to do. Well, first I would say, I get it, same, and I'm doing it right now. And so here's what I'm doing to do all of the above. Lose weight, feel better, feel more confident in my skin, and overall just improve my health and energy. Because I get it, when your health is off, everything else is off. To feel better, you need rest. Well, most of us have a lot to do, a lot of goals to achieve, a lot of things we want to get done. We don't have time for rest. Or to maintain that health, it's meal prepping, going to the gym, but when we're sick, we're like, I don't have time for that. I don't have the energy to do that. So it's like once health is off, there's a huge ripple effect in messing up everything else. So I get it. I'm Jeanette. I help people who are successful professionally be successful personally. Because what's the point of all of this professional success if we're not enjoying our lives? So if you're someone who wants to become the best version of themselves and successful in all areas of your life, you want it all, then this is the channel for you. In this video, but you'll see this is part 1 of, I think it's going to be 3 parts, of how to Feng Shui and use energy tools to improve your health. So I'm going to break that down, and I'm actually going through this right now. So I thought it was perfect timing to make a video about this and take you guys with me. This is exactly what I will be doing. Over the past few years, I know this is a done up phrase people have been asking, but for real, people comment or email me, hey, can you do some videos about health? Everything is about success, abundance, mindset, and like achieving more. And they have a point. Health plays a huge part of this, but candidly, I send out videos or create videos that are tips that I give to clients and I use myself that get repeated results. So I like to teach only what I know gets repeated results and I've done over and over and over again. And for me, I think because I use all these energy modalities and I use Feng Shui and I meditate and I eat well, for the longest time, I've never had to like single out my health. Luckily and fortunately, I have been very healthy, but lately I just have some more goals. The older we get, we can't be eating that 20-year-old diet anymore, and I am starting to feel that. My body is starting to tell me, and maybe this is what you're going through, like, hey, we need to start understanding food and what we put in our body. We need to start paying attention to our health because these mood swings, these energy levels, they're not what they used to be. You can't be living off pasta and rice and like sugar-free ice cream. Like we actually have to start thinking about what are we fueling our body with? Because just the meditating and all the working out and eating some salads isn't cutting it anymore. So that's where I'm at. And the reason that this is going to be a 3-part series is because normally I just answer the Feng Shui question. Here's the things to tweak in your space. Boom, let it do its thing. Go take aligned action. But when it comes to health, I'm realizing and noticing as I go through this process, this is way more of you start with I always say start with the intention, make space to receive, Feng Shui, and then take aligned action. That's like my framework in a nutshell. But especially with health, that intention and that clarity about like, okay, what's the purpose? What are we doing here is so important that I wanted to make it part 1. So there's going to be 4 steps to this part 1 series that takes a little bit of time, and you're going to be so happy that you did this up front. And this is candidly what I have been doing the last 30 days. So I've already tried it and applied it. It's working. I'm a little bit ahead coming back to teach. Okay, so number 1, like I said, when this comes to health, you have to be super clear and intentional on what it is that you want. You also have to be extremely honest with yourself and take radical self accountability. I had to be super honest with myself. Like I was starting to say, oh, Chipotle, it's Whole30 approved. Like if you get it without the rice, I think. But I did like those clean ingredients. It's certainly a better fast food option. Then I started to think like, okay, I'm probably like bending the truth a little bit. I'm probably like exaggerating just how healthy it is and probably eating it a little bit too much. And then the more I've been doing research, personally, I'm looking to lose some weight and like really tone up and get my energy levels more consistent. And what I'm finding out in all my research about hormones and food and intake and all that, which everybody's journey with that's going to be different, is that protein's super important. So I've been like, I'm curious, how much protein am I supposed to eat? the radical self-accountability and self-honesty is like you actually have to look at, okay, if I weigh 130 pounds, I'm supposed to eat 130 grams of protein. Am I doing that? And you have to like sit down and really look at, are you doing that? I am not. And I have to be honest with my actions. And so it's this first part is getting super clear on what you want, deciding that now is the time, deciding that you are going to take aligned action, deciding that the longer that you put this off, the harder it's going to get. And maybe you are here just for the feng shui part. Maybe you're doing all these things, but go through these really quick, see what you're doing, and then we'll have the feng shui adjustments soon enough. But if you're ready to feel really good, if you're ready to be vibrating, you cannot vibrate and be where, like, in this law of attraction world, manifestation world, being the best version of ourselves world, it's all about our vibe and our vibration. Well, we're 70% water. So are you drinking enough water? We can't be fully magnetized if our energy levels are low. So decide that now is the time to get this together. And that's what I did. And then get super clear on like what specifically are you going to measure? What you measure, you can manage. You can't manage what you don't measure. So like, what's the goal here? And this is where the 4 steps, this is like 5 steps. So that was decide. Now, looking at my notes here to keep me on track, the next thing I did was get super clear on my goal weight. Not everything is the number on the scale, but it is kind of important. Like, what's the goal weight? I thought back to when I was using a personal trainer in Dallas and when I felt my best and I knew there was muscle, because muscle weighs more than fat. So I'm not going to be super strict about this number, but I know the range. I know how much I need to release to get to that. So first is I got clear on my goal weight. The second thing is I took measurements of myself. So I used a tape measure and I wrapped my waist, my chest, my upper thighs, my hips, because that number is just a number, right? And we don't know how much more the muscle weighs over the fat. So another way to track your progress, because you will make progress, is also knowing how many inches or centimeters or how much of a measurement you want to lose. It's not all about the number on the scale, because we want healthy, sustainable energy, just like we want sustainable success. This isn't about, well, I guess you can have whatever goal you want, but this for me is about maintenance, not becoming like itty bitty tiny skinny. It's about being healthy and just getting my energy levels right, eating the right amount, drinking the right amount. It's not so much about the number on the scale, because that'll just be a good side effect. Weighed myself, took the measurements, then I took a before and after photo, because again, our mind plays tricks on us. We get set on a number we want and we can be disappointed or not, or a measurement, or we'll be looking in the mirror one day and we'll think like, oh, I'm not making any progress. Maybe you feel extra bloated one day, or just like kind of down one day, or maybe you're more pale. For me, oh my gosh, like when I have a tan, fake tan, I'm the happiest person in the world. So when I'm pale, I like everything is worse than it is. So take a before photo and take photos along the way, so that when you are having an off day and you're kind of cranky and it's 20 days in, you can look back and be like, oh, okay, I have made a lot of progress. Things are shaping up and toning up nicely. And then the fourth thing I did is I got a picture of somebody whose physique I admire. So for me, I've been a fan of the Tone It Up girls, Karina and Katrina, for a very long time. I actually have a picture with them. And there's this picture that I have on my vision board, and my vision board is my phone background of, like, I just love the photo. The colors are cool. They're super fit. It's something that I can achieve and I want to achieve. And so I have that as a picture around that I see all the time daily. So in my mind, because our subconscious speaks in images, not in words. If you think about it, when you have a dream, like all of us have had that dream where our teeth are falling out. We don't dream of the words, my teeth are falling out. We dream of like the physical feeling experience, or we're looking at ourselves watching the teeth fall out. So we're dreaming in an image. So the great thing about having images on your phone, in your room, just around, is that when you are daydreaming or you are trying to visualize the outcome, your subconscious doesn't know that that's not your body and that's somebody else's body. So for me, I can look at this picture and I can superimpose it on myself in my mind, and I can say, yeah, I can see myself with that physique. I can see myself that in shape. I can see myself with those abs. I can see it. I can visualize it, because I'm putting the two together. So finding that picture of somebody you admire, and maybe it's not all the way to the end, like maybe it's just 5 steps ahead. Maybe this goal is way too far away, and so you need to put something here. It's the same thing with money. If you are making $20,000 a year, it's gonna be really hard for you to believe yourself that you'll hit $1 million in a year. So you do like the ladder of believability. Same thing with weight and physique. What's the next step? What do I know I can get in the next 3 months or 6 months? What's exciting? Not overwhelming. I want to give up. This is so far away. I know so many people who are subscribed on here. If you're not, click it, or follow me on Instagram, or who I chat with. So many high achievers and people who want to become the best version of themselves are really can battle with perfectionism, can battle with wanting all the details before they get started. They don't want to start imperfectly. They want it to do it efficiently. And I'm also one of these people. Like, I want to have all the information so I know I'm doing it as efficiently as possible. I've gotten way better after starting a business of just starting and things sort itself out. But especially with weight loss, we're like just getting in shape, understanding macros and food. I know that I have been so delayed and put things off because I just was overwhelmed with learning what are macros, what are micros, how do I know if this is how much protein I'm supposed to eat, how do I know what a normal weight is or how much water. Like, I'm learning so much for business day to day and hiring people, and people need answers from it. Just like working with clients, there's just so much over here that health has definitely been put on the back burner because I want to do it right. I want to do it efficiently. But here I'm saying to you that don't let it doing it perfectly get in your way. Don't let perfectionism get in your way. To help you not get super overwhelmed with this process, that's why I'm making this a 3-part series. So this is just part 1. Let's recap. Get clear on your goal weight. What is it that you want? Take your measurements so that you know where your measurements are right now. Maybe there's a pair of pants you want to fit into, and so you know how many inches you need to lose to get into those. Then take a before photo so that when your mind is not your best friend and skewing your perspective, you can see you've made a lot more progress than you're giving yourself credit for. And then finally, get that goal picture. Who do you admire? Who do you aspire to? What's a physique that you aspire to have? And put that around the house. Maybe it's in your bathroom, maybe it's in your kitchen, so you help choose healthy decisions for yourself when you see that picture when you open the fridge. But those are the 4 things to get started. And in part 2, I'll be talking about what Feng Shui adjustments to make in your space to now help support these intentions and these goals that you have. Feng Shuiing your home will 10x your efforts. So it's like taking action and taking all this right action with the wind at your back. You're going to get further faster when you've made the Feng Shui adjustments in your house. But first, makes sense, right? We had to get clear on where you want to go. I'll see you in part 2.